Justice Mbidi, a farmer, earns his living from tending to smallholder farms in Kenya's Machakos County. He says crop production has declined over the years. Earlier this year, all the farms that he tends to were ravaged by flooding that affected many parts of Eastern Africa. He says farmers suffered great losses.
In March, the area was flooded. The farms were flooded. The place could not be accessed. People were being rescued from their farms by helicopters because the water was all over. You could not pass.
Dr. John Recha is a research scientist with the Climate Change, Agriculture and Food Security Program.
For the rainfall patterns being affected, it's mostly around the start of the rainfall season and the end of the rainfall season. Typically, of late, the rainfall seasons are starting late and also ceasing early, which means the length of growing period for any given crop is mostly getting shortened.
In Murang'a County, Benson Kamurwa was taking advantage of the floods by storing water in a reservoir that he dug by himself after years of experiencing little, unreliable or no rain at all in his home area.
The seasons have changed. Sometimes you get rain for a month and then it's over. Sometimes you get too much rain than expected, like what happened in the last season. When the rains prolong and are too much, crops get destroyed. The rains that also come for small periods also hurt the farmers. So for us, irrigation is what will help us now.
Kamurwa is one of the thousands of smallholder farmers in Kenya who are having a hard time adapting to the effects of climate change, so they innovate ways to deal with the changes. His reservoir, he says, holds more than 9,000 liters of water and he irrigates his farm during the dry seasons. He grows tomatoes, chilies and other vegetables, all the while battling various crop diseases. Recha says frequent dry spells and flooding combine to threaten food security in Africa. Some smallholder farmers are now working to combat climate change through agroforestry. In Murang'a and other parts of the country, farmers are incorporating the cultivation and conservation of trees with other crops on their land.
If the status quo remains, things will be quite harsh on us because climate change is real. The drought, for example, in Africa, it has ravaged so many African countries for the last 2-3 years. And I think the issue is what it is that even African governments and individuals alike can be able to do to be able to start thinking of combating the effect of climate change. And I think some of the issues that are leading bring about climate change, they are issues of our own making, like cutting down of trees. It is something that we don't require external support to be able to do. We can plant our own trees and, create forest cover.
For smallholder farmers, especially those who rely on rain-fed agriculture, climate change continues to pose a significant challenge to livelihoods in the region. However, there is a glimmer of hope as farmers are now rising and building adaptive capacity in countering the effects. Rael Ombuor for VOA News, Nairobi.